Developed by Triangle Studios and aided in publishing by Curve Games, the solo and co-op action shooter From Space has been boasting its post-apocalyptic world since its 2021 release. Set in 1986, From Space right away dives into its story of an overwhelming alien invasion. Its planet Earth is taken over by the devastating crash of an alien-infected meteor. Invaders quickly destroy everything in their path, trying to claim powerful crystals scattered around the world for their own, leaving you set to be humanity's last hope for stopping their destructive plans and bringing back to life the overrun streets. Starting off your mission to save the world within the story-based campaign, the gameplay of From Space will see you venturing through the different levels and landscapes, battling foes of many different types, looting, adventuring, and completing tasks for citizens. Whether it be reclaiming vegetable patches from alien eggs or finding lost bottles of whiskey, there's a lot of fun to be had in completing these side quests and digging deeper into the story. As some of these new faces join along with you to reach new locations, or others give you fancy treats, it's always a pleasure to chat with the well-written locals and immerse yourself fully in this bizarre, apocalyptic feeling world. Multiple characters are also available to you upon each run, with different individual progressions, weapons, perks, base stats, and items, though unfortunately a handful of choices are locked behind a paywall. Offline and online modes also allow for teams of multiple agents to collaborate, combining abilities tactically and making the game a little easier on the whole. When alone, it can at times be a challenge. With an array of differing weapons and upgrades, the combat is easy to understand and a lot of fun to play around with, but not always perfect to carry out, especially when playing solo. But it's still a treat to find yourself picking up new characters on a whim, combining defensive and aggressive abilities, and finding an immense amount of differing playstyles to make use of the longer you explore. Weapon upgrades are also available as you collect alien goo along the way, spending it as you please on your desired selections, giving quicker firing speeds and more. Visually is perhaps where From Space shines the most though, gorgeously filling your screen with detailed cartoonish scenes illuminated by your handheld torch. With some areas soaked in colourful neon-esque lighting, glow-in-the-dark mysterious goo, particle effects in combat and vibrant world design, the experience of From Space is truly alleviated greatly by the world that makes its narrative feel so alive. Mixed with darkened areas that are all made to feel so ambient by the dimmer selective lighting, every new location and hidden nook and cranny is an absolute joy to discover. While there was a lot to love about From Space, such as enjoying our time exploring each level, the gorgeous level designs and the general ambience of the world, we did find some pain in the game's lack of quick saves. Forcing you to utilise certain places on the map to save your progress is a frustrating mechanic in most games, whether it be knowing you need to dedicate a set amount of time to play it or just repeating areas you can't quite seem to get right. It didn't encourage us to want to continue to play. Without any modifications for difficulty either, From Space isn't the most accessible title for wider audiences, feeling far too lackluster and easy for some, and for others, especially solo, a bit of a challenge. It should also be mentioned that the title only offers roughly 10 hours of gameplay too, that while we enjoyed the length of, many may be on the lookout for something with more longevity, particularly without any rising difficulty along the way, even with the recent Horde mode to pad it out. Overall though, From Space genuinely delivered a gameplay experience that we found a lot of pleasure in, from shooting aliens to meeting new characters, playing differing people and delving deeper into the story. This indie gem felt incredibly overlooked and perhaps over-critiqued in the past. If you're a fan of more casual shooters, in need of a new game to play with your friends, or just want to try something different, From Space is a really neat place to start. Existential was kindly provided with a Steam code for this review, and you can check out From Space for yourself in the description of this video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and while you're down there, comment your thoughts on From Space, whether you've played it or whether you are considering picking it up. We'd also really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with our future uploads, as we're always continuing to share new games that maybe you've never heard of before. Thank you as always to our Patreons over on Patreon. If you'd like to check out the extended list of benefits as to what you get for signing up, feel free to check out the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and until next time, we've been Existential.